Bill Cosby has confounded Boosie. Boosie Badass has some questions about what Bill Cosby was convicted of and what he's also alleged to have done to dozens of other women.
I want to make this stronger. He not only asks questions, he is suggesting that the women that Bill Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted were willing participants in all of this with an end game. I mean, I think that's what he's saying. He's on Rack Rants tonight, right, on Raquel's show. I was shocked when I saw this, but we'll dissect it.
Okay. Bill Cosby got me confused, but
he got you confused.
Listen, I said that celebrities is not taking. It's hard for me to believe that these celebrities have to take. They got some up people in this world.
They definitely do.
You heard me?
And by those women's standards, he's one of them.
Right. But you gotta think, why you ain't been saying nothing? Why you ain't been saying nothing? I be feeling like if women don't say that from the jump, they was hoping for something. Women be hoping to get Miss Cosby. Women be hoping to be #1, baby.
Well, he was married.
And they will keep silent until they figure they won't be #1.
So I think what he's saying is that he is saying, I don't believe this, but he is saying that all of these women that Bill Cosby had interactions with wanted to replace Camille, and when they couldn't, they made accusations against him. That's what I think that's ridiculous. But I think that's what he's saying.
He's saying that that's a possibility because in his experience, he has seen women lining up
at the hotel rooms
or wherever.
Well, that may be true, but that's
celebrities.
Not Bill
Cosby.
And so,
he just said no, but he said he's speaking basically for himself, and he said that he doesn't find it hard when you're someone at Bill Cosby's stature to be a nasty dude like Bill Cosby is. He said because his personal experiences, he has women waiting at hotel rooms for him lined up.
That fact is neither here nor there. We've seen, I mean, Darren Sharper, we know, was an NBA star.
Was the part that Boosie's missing
was an NFL star that was not only
it's not about being a celebrity.
It has nothing to do with it. Darren Sharper was also a fantastic looking guy and still was drugging women and was convicted of that in a couple of different states. I think two things here. Number one, y'all got Boosie in some deep water talking about these issues. This is kind of out of his wheelhouse and what he even deals with. But secondly, we got to let Bill Cosby go, man. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to believe that these things didn't happen the way that we think they did, but the sad reality is they did. And Boosie's experience, listen, I know Boosie from way back. He's a good guy. But I couldn't disagree with him more in this situation. His experience with women.
No, but he doesn't say, but for the record though, Boosie does not say that Bill Cosby is innocent or guilty. He does not say either one of those that he feels like, oh, Bill Cosby is. He says in there that if he did do these things, that he's a sicko.
But which makes sense until he says that they want to be Camille, and when they're not #1, then they turn.
My biggest issue with what Boosie's saying is that he thinks because you're a celebrity and women throw themselves at you, that means that you're not going to rape someone. You're not going to drug someone and rape them. And it has nothing to do with being a celebrity. If you are someone who does that, you're sick in the head. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. That's it.
And not you know, once again, not all women are lining up to throw themselves at different celebrities.
Of course not.
That's not the way that goes. Once again, I feel like Boosie in this situation is a little bit, you know, out of what he would normally be speaking of. But he has an opinion and he put it out there. He's never been afraid to do that. To me, the more destructive and dangerous thing is when a woman has been raped, to in any way put the blame on her or make it seem like there was something in it for her to have one of these situations. That's a method of thinking we have to completely move away from and really destroy and call out every time it happens, even when a dude that I respect as much as I respect Boosie says it.
Yeah, and you know, it's all on Rack Rants tonight on BET.
He talks about other things. There's
he talks
more.
about a lot of stuff.
He talks about a lot of stuff.
Can I ask a question about that clip real quick?
Yeah.
Raquel, did you and Boosie plan to dress alike? I see you in the red.
What was the deal?
You know what's so really weird? I dressed like every single rapper on accident. Like we both go lined up. Every single one of them though, I'm dressed the same as.
It's very weird. Like
I don't understand.
Weird.
It's like what
it's like
happened?
almost like single white female type of situation. But I'm gonna let you do you.
Okay, now you're getting weird.
And also, I just want to. Hi, I'm Reagan. I just want to
hey,
give my
Reagan.
2 cents.
You don't have
Rack
to raise
Rants
your hand.
tonight-
You push the button.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
mean, you're
right. I do
what are you
push the button.
raising your hand?
We also have Nene Leakes and D-Ray Davis on the show tonight on Rack Rants. It's a really, really good episode. So check it out tonight on BET at 11 p.m. Or if you have Dish or DirecTV, it's on at 8 p.m. So make sure you check that out.
It's a good little promoter there.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Nice.
Reagan.
Way to go,
that was
Reagan.
great.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh from Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, celebrities don't need to drug women for sex, but that's not the point here. I mean, we don't even need brand new TVs every Black Friday, but we do it anyway. 50 women are accusing Bill Cosby of some type of foul play, and it's time to stop blaming women for it and acknowledge that there's a problem here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is not in the majority on this one.